that and winning the MVP early in my career, I think I just kind of thought that's just what you did. You went out there, played football, coach for Coach Reed, and you win the MVP and you win Super Bowls. But now I see with the grind and being in there every single day and not succeeding and not winning the Super Bowl, I think if I had the chance to go out there and win another one, I think I'll appreciate it even more.
Coverage on Sports Radio 810 is brought to you by Westlake Ace Hardware. Visit your local Westlake Ace Hardware today. Online at westlakehardware.com. Westlake Ace Hardware. Small projects, big know-how. Ask away.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
I think you just have to come to work. We have a heck of a challenge this week against the 49ers. One of, if not the best defense in the league. So as an offense, we have to know that we're going to have to take advantage of every day. We're going to have to practice great, watch film great, and so we can put ourselves in the best position to have some success on the field.
You're facing top defenses, it seems like every week. Just how much of a challenge has it been for you guys, and what have you learned about yourself facing these top defenses?
Yeah, I mean, it's a heck of a challenge to go up against the best, and that's what you want to do. You want to prepare yourself to be in those situations towards the end of the season and hopefully in the playoffs. And so for us, we just have to accept it every week to know that we're going to play the best teams week in and week out because of the past success that we've had. So it's been a great challenge for us, and I think the guys have responded well.
Patrick, how often are you and Andy feeling like you're seeing some unscattered looks, and is there a way to prepare for that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think over the last few years we've seen it where defenses have played us a little differently than they've played everybody else. But you have to come up with a game plan for it. And I think we do a good job of adjusting on the fly, making quick adjustments throughout the game so that we can go out there and have success.
There was a time in the 2019 season, Patrick, likely around the same time where you saw teams start playing more man coverage, and then eventually you guys sort of figured that out. What do you remember from that time and that season that obviously helped you win the Super Bowl, and how might that be applicable or somewhat different with this group of receivers facing man coverage?
Yeah, I think it's just defenses are throwing us different pitches. I mean, they know that last year was kind of more shell and zone coverages, and they had some success with that. Then we kind of started beating that, and then they went back to the man coverages again now, and they're doing a good job of trying to mix and match it, where they're not going to let us get the same coverage every in the same situation every time. They're going to keep changing it, and so for us, it's about having good versatile plays, and then me getting to the right checks and getting to the right read and the progression whenever the opportunity presents itself.
Patrick, success in this league is obviously pretty fleeting. At what point after last time when you faced the 49ers won the Super Bowl did you start thinking about trying making that an annual thing to at least compete at that level?
I mean, I've always wanted to try to compete for Super Bowls, and then when you win one, you want to get back because you know how that felt, and now I've known how it feels to lose too, so I obviously want to get back. I mean, even looking back on that game and that team, still a great football team. That's a lot of it. That team is still there, and they've stayed together, and they've gotten better and better. And so I understand it's going to be a challenge because I've played against them before and know how many great players they have on that defense.
Do you appreciate the difficulty of it in the moment when you win? Because obviously when you win, you've accomplished the goal, or does it take, I mean, you mentioned losing the Super Bowl to really appreciate just how difficult it is?
Yeah, I think I would appreciate it more now than I did back when I was young. That and winning the MVP early in my career, I think I just kind of thought that's just what you did. You went out there, played football, coach for Coach Reed, and you win the MVP and you win Super Bowls. But now I see with the grind and being in there every single day and not succeeding and not winning the Super Bowl, I think if I had the chance to go out there and win another one, I think I'll appreciate it even more.
And Patrick, loss was the huge play in the Super Bowl. Andy just joked that you guys don't run it anymore, but with teams hyper aware of it now, I mean, is it tougher to have that? Do you have to run variations? I guess what is with that play now, I guess?
Yeah, when you have a top offense in the league, I mean, teams are going to study you in the offseason. They're going to see what you do because it goes around the league too. I mean, offenses steal from each other and run some of the same plays. And so you see that defenses have accounted for that, accounted for some of the stuff that we've done. So how are we going to combat that? How are we going to go out there and make plays that go off of it to get other guys open? And that's something that's a challenge every day, and we try to continue to do every week. We know that we're going to continue to evolve if we want to be a top offense in this league.
Patrick, Matt Milano kind of spied you a lot, especially in the second half. And are you seeing more of that? And is it important to get ahead of the chains to make that a little more difficult? I mean, it seems to be something like long down and distance. That's something they like to do to keep you in in check.
Yeah, and I mean, most teams do. It's kind of like the pattern rush that we even do it on our defense, and so I've seen it a lot, especially with mobile quarterbacks. They like to have someone there in case the pocket does kind of break down, and I just have to be better at working from within the pocket, and then when I do scramble, know there's gonna be a guy there. So it's something that I'm obviously aware of, and like you said, it's usually a third and long type pressure. So I just have to make sure I can continue to be even better working within the pocket to make those throws downfield.
How much does the throw to Michael Burton last week, how much does that stay with you, given, I don't know if it was audible to that play or if there was sort of a pre-snap adjustment that you had to make, but how much does that stick with you knowing how much there was probably an opportunity there?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you check to a play and, I mean, you get to the right play in the right time with the pressure coming and then you miss the guy, I mean, it definitely hurts, especially against a team like that. And if that's me having to throw it higher or whatever it is to find that window to make that throw, I mean, that could have been a big point in the game. He could have scored a touchdown. Bert's pretty good in the open space. And so just trying to find ways to not let those little plays within a game be missed, because those are the plays that really change the outcome of the game.
You mentioned pitches for the defense and then how they throw things on the fly at you and how you're able to adjust, especially when they rush 3 and they drop 8. You know, how have you been able to kind of over the years just get better at trying to attack that defense?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I've seen since college. So I mean, it's a down and distance thing like we were talking about, where it's third and long. They want to get guys in coverage, and they also want to have someone there for all my scramble plays and stuff like that. So just continue to stay firm in the pocket, have good pocket presence, and trusting the receivers and the tight ends and running backs to get open downfield. Even if it takes a tick longer, I have to trust that the pocket's gonna be firm.
A little unclear if he's going to play, but how important is to be aware of where Nick Bosa is at all times in this game?
Very important. I mean, that dude's a monster out there. I mean, he does everything well, but obviously extremely good at rushing the passer with power, with speed. So it's someone you have to account for on every single snap.
Do you think the bye week looming over on the other side of it? I know generally you guys will come in here and say you don't even know who's next. I think everybody knows when the bye week's coming this season. Do you worry about guys being focused, or does it make it easier to focus because you know you got a break coming up?
Yeah, I mean, guys better be focused. I mean, after losing the game and then turning on the film and watching this opponent we're about to play, guys better be locked in, because if we don't play our best football, we're not going to win. So guys will be locked in and ready to go.
When you're talking about defenses mixing up looks against you man-to-zone, how do you feel like your recognition has grown over the years as far as being able to pick those up and identify those clues pre-snap?
Yeah, I mean, we do a great job of motioning and stuff like that. And even when defenses give me the false man zone IDs and stuff like that, you get a good feel by the alignment of the DBs or how the linebackers their eyes are in the backfield. I mean, there's little tells you can get from every defense. And I think I've done a great job of that. But now it's just about getting through your progression and getting to the right guy. And that's something that I think I could have been better than I was last week. And I've been better this season. But as the season goes on, I want to stay on top of that.
Yeah, Patrick, for you, from your experiences, what's the key for a quarterback to be able to get into rhythm and stay in rhythm in the passing game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it helps when you start off fast early, and you can kind of get that rhythm set. But when you don't, how can you find easy completions? How can you kind of limit what you're seeing on the field and just get to the easy completion to move the chains? I think that's something that I try to really stay on top of as the game goes on. I mean, I think we've seen we haven't been as good in the second half, I feel like, at the end of games, and so we got to be better at getting those easy completions in those situations so that we can get the chains going and get in the rhythm.